Hello friends, this is Dr. Vijay Kumar. I am welcoming you all in this very important lecture on introduction of biostatistics. First, I want to say that this subject of statistics is very important subject. It is useful in every field, even whether it is science, arts, sports, research, or technology. In every field, the use of statistics is present. Medical and veterinary students generally don't have much interest in mathematics and statistics. I want to urge that this subject is very interesting and at the same time it is very important. So please increase your interest in this subject. I want to say that this lecture is available in both English and Hindi version. So please go to the channel or description of the video for getting link as per your wish. If you want to see English version, you can access English version of the lecture. If you want to see Hindi version, then you can access Hindi translated version of this video. So come to the our real lecture. First definition of statistics: it is the discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of result of data. So, under this subject, we are generally dealing with the data. We are collecting data, we are organizing data, analyzing the data, interpretation of all those analysis of data, and at the last presentation of result which is coming from the data. So this is all about the definition of statistics. And as a veterinary student, as a medical student, the use of statistics in biology is generally known as biostatistics. So biostatistics is development and application of statistical methods to a wide range of topic in biology. It includes design of biological experiments, collection and analysis of data from those experiments, and interpretation of result. Now, this is our first lecture in biostatistics. So, we will see the history of statistics and biostatistics. So, although the origin of statistical theory lies in the 18th century with the advances in probability. So, first, our initial scientists work on the probability. The modern field of statistics only emerged in the late 19th and early 20th century in the three stages. Modern field of statistics was developed in three stages, in three waves. Three waves of development was observed in the history of statistics. The first wave was led by the work of Francis Galton and Carl Pearson, who transformed the statistics into a rigorous mathematical discipline used for analysis not just in science but in industry and politics as well. So these two scientists, Francis Galton and Carl Pearson, they worked very hard for making statistics very useful. So now this field is not used only in science, but they are used in industry as well as in politics. That was the first wave. The second wave was initiated by William Gosset. This involved in these waves, in this phase, this involved the development of better design of experiment, hypothesis testing, and techniques for use with small data samples. Generally, under different statistical methods were used on large sample. They generally used on large sample size. So William Gosset worked on certain methods that were used for small data samples. He also worked on design of experiment. Under design of experiment, we generally studied what type of variables are important for a certain model. He also worked on hypothesis testing. If any researcher has certain hypothesis, whether that hypothesis will be accepted or rejected, all this comes under the hypothesis testing. We discussed first wave and the second waves. The final waves, the final wave, the third wave, which mainly saw the refinement and expansion of earlier development. In this phase, in the third phase, mainly refinement and expansion of work done in first phase and second phase were experienced. This phase was the collaborative work of Egon Pearson and Newman. Egon Pearson was the son of Carl Pearson, so he is junior Pearson, and the final phase, the third phase, was mainly the work in the final third phase was the mainly collaborative work of Egon Pearson and George Neyman. Now, today, statistical methods are applied in all fields that involves decision making. For making accurate inferences from a data and for making decisions based on a statistical methodology, we used this subject in almost all science. Now we will see the contribution of Francis Galton in the field of biostatistics. Francis Galton is credited as one of the principal founders of statistical theory. He is considered as father of biostatistics. This is very important question for objective. Generally in objective questions, in fill up, in true false, in multiple choice, in matching, we generally ask who is the father of biostatistics. And the name is Francis Galton. Galton contributions includes introducing the concept of standard deviation, correlation, regression, and the application of these methods to the study of variety of humans characteristics, for example height and weight of humans. He used these techniques for studying human characteristics. He found that many of these human characteristics could be fitted to a normal curve distribution, and under normal curve distributions, observations for extremes value are less, and most of the observations found near mid value. So observations for extremes, it means that if we are studying human height, then you will find very few animal of height around 7 feet, very few animal in the population, or very few human of height around 4 feet or 4.5 feet. These are extremes. Animals with the height of 7 feet and humans with the height of 4 feet are extremes observations. These type of observations are very less, and most of the observations, you will find most of the observations near the mid value. Most of the human beings are of height around 5.5 feet. So you will find in the curve, you will find at this height you will have maximum observations. So this is the observation of Galton, that for human characteristic you can fit all these characteristic in a normal curve distribution. He also studied correlation. Correlation is functional relationship between variables. Sometime what happened, very different variable change simultaneously. If one variable change, then second variable also change. If height is increasing, then weight is also increasing. So both these two characters are correlated. We can say that these two traits are correlated. So this is the finding of Galton. Some traits, some variables are correlated. Regression means, under regression, by using regression you can predict a variable with the help of few other variables. So some variables are dependent, some variables are independent. With the help of independent variable you can predict the dependent variable. So Galton worked on all these concepts. Galton also forms the basis for many classical statistical methods which are in common use today, including correlation coefficient. We immensely used correlation coefficient, chi distance, a precursor of a special case of Mahalanobis distance, and p-values. This Mahalanobis distance is coined on the name of great Indian researcher P.C. Mahalanobis. He is also known as father of Indian statistics. He was also awarded with Padam Vibhushan Samman. And this Mahalanobis distance is the distance between 2 points in multivariate space. So Galton worked on chi-distance, which is a precursor of a special case of Mahalanobis distance. He also worked on p-value, and p-value is generally used in hypothesis testing. If any researcher has certain hypothesis, this is the case, this some hypothesis under some phenomena, that hypothesis could be tested by some experiment, by designing some experiment and tested by p-value. So whether the hypothesis will be accepted or rejected, all these decisions are taken by using p-values. Galton also founded the statistical hypothesis testing theory, Pearson chi-square test, and principal component analysis. Now, what is principal component analysis? Principal component analysis is a statistical procedure by which you can summarize large data table into smaller sets for easy visualization and analysis of data. So this is all about principal component analysis. Now come to the second great researcher from the field of statistics, and the name is Sir Ronald Fisher. He is touted as the greatest scientist of his time. Sir Ronald Fisher was a British statistician and biologist who was known for his contribution to experimental design and population genetics. So, in his work, he focused on experimental design, designing of experiment, and population genetics. His work was mainly focusing on these two aspects. Fisher is known as father of modern statistics and experimental design. Fisher pioneered the principle of design of experiment, and he elaborated his studies of analysis of variance. He worked a lot on ANOVA, analysis of variance, and analysis of variance or ANOVA is used to analyze differences among means in a sample. This statistical technique is used in data coming from a large population. If you will group those data in several subgroups or in several samples, then whether all those groups are significantly different or they are same, this type of studies are done under analysis of variance. Fisher furthered his studies of statistics of small samples. He also worked on this aspect of statistics. What type of method could be used for the small sample? As I explained earlier, under statistics, mainly all methods, majority of the methods are used for large sample. So if your sample size is not very big, then what type of methods, statistical methods could be used for those samples? It is very important, and Fisher worked on this aspect. In addition to analysis of variance, Fisher named and promoted the method of maximum likelihood. And maximum likelihood is a method, maximum likelihood estimation is a method for estimation of parameters in a model. If you have certain experimental model, so in that model for estimation of parameters, this maximum likelihood estimation methods is generally used. Fisher also originated the concept of sufficiency, ancillary statistics, Fisher's linear discriminator, and Fisher informations. So these are various fields on which Fisher worked. This is also important work of Fisher. The 5% level of significance was introduced by Fisher in 1925. Fisher stated that deviations exceeding twice the standard deviation are regarded as significant. So we generally used 5% level of significance, 1% level of significance. The concept of 5% level of significance was introduced by Fisher, and still today, we are using this level of significance. This level of significance, 5% level of significance, is vastly used in statistical methodology. Now we will see some contribution of William Gossett. William Gossett was the English statistician. He is better known under his pseudonym. He used a pseudonym of a student, and he introduced a student's t distribution, useful in situations where the sample size is small. So student t distribution is the contribution of William Gossett. So this is all about the first chapter, the first lecture on statistics. Now in the coming videos I will one by one come to the different aspect of statistics, t-test, ANOVA, graph, all Excel. We will use all these concepts for making videos. So be connected to our channel, to this channel. And complete population genetics lectures are available on this channel. You can visit my channel, or you can see the description of any video. You will find several links. You can find links of population genetics on the description section. And also, I also request you, please, when you are seeing the video, you also see the comment section. Any modification, any clarification will appears in the comment section of the video. So you also do see the comment section. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.